Hey, Heather.
Hey, Steven.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
You know what we should do.
Ooh, say it.
We should get into it. That's Heather.
That's Steven.
Let's get into
movie
sequels.
sequels. Electric Boogaloo.
Number
Part
2.
two.
That's the 2. That's the 2 part. Heather, how was your week?
My week was good. Just kind of standard stuff, spending time with my new little nephew who just turned a month old, and he's really squishy and he smells delicious, and he's just I don't want them, but I love them. The kids. My friends came in from Tampa. We had a great weekend. We saw our friend Lindsay sing at Epcot on Friday. That was fun.
She forgot that I was even there because she's like, my friends came from Tampa. No, bitch, I came from my house and we met your friends.
No, I'm saying but we spent the weekend together.
But you made it seem like I wasn't there at all.
No, you were there, Steven.
I was there.
You were there. And then I'm prepping for a trip to Puerto Rico with my girls on Friday, and we're probably gonna be very nightalated.
Who's going with you?
Madi, Nilda, Eliza.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
Fuck.
if I'm not here next week, you know why. I fell
You're
into
arrested.
the sea in Puerto Rico.
You're just arrested.
Whippa! How was your week, Steven?
It was fine. I also had a glorious day with my friends at Epcot.
Shut up, Steven.
That all of them were there for. We officially announced that my studio is now doing Beetlejuice Jr., which, if you didn't know is a thing, and we're probably one of the first in Central Florida to get it, which is awesome. So that's probably the best week I've had in a while. And I know that's sad, and that's just my life because all I do is work. But we're here to work right now for movie sequels. And who better to help discuss movie sequels other than...
Ginger!
Oh, I'm here. Hi. I was told to sit up against the wall in the chair and not make a noise. So it felt a lot like a couple of other videos that I've made.
Oh, shit.
So this is kind of like a sequel in and of itself.
Yes.
Are there like foot videos where you're like, I'm not making a noise, but...
Hey, if I can't see my feet, I'm going to charge other people to tell me what they look like.
I don't know if I'd want to read those reviews.
Who cares?
Why is your nickname Hammertoe?
Ooh, I love your toenail polish.
I grew up in the 90s, and that was my theme song.
Oh, I remember
Hammertoe.
Hammertoe.
So we were all talking today about, Steven and I were talking about movie sequels and whatnot. And
Are we looking down the barrel? Are
we're looking down the barrel?
We do both.
We
do both.
We look at each other.
We look at each other. We talk to each other.
I don't look
because
great
again,
in profile. I look
we're
like
going
Alfred
to be.
Hitchcock.
Can we also just give a shout out to CJ, who's in the room as
Yay!
well, with his magenta? Is that fuchsia? Magenta hair?
It's a box color that says Mystic.
It's It's his Pink Pony Hair Club.
Pink pony hair.
The husband of Gingerman is also here in the background. We love him. He does a lot of things for Fruit and Wine.
Fruit and Wine.
Fruit and wine.
Wait, is it Fruit Wine?
Fruit Wine Production.
I've been calling it Fruit and Wine for how long? I thought it was a new Disney festival.
The
Fruit and Wine.
I mean, you.
We don't have steak, but we've got boysenberries.
I mean, who needs anything more?
Riesling Rioja.
We were talking about that at Food and Wine. Like, it was, so when we went, it was overcast. And it wasn't that it was hot, it was muggy. And who the fuck wants to eat beer and cheese soup and a sirloin and a steak? CJ's raising his hand.
But you said overcast, and that reminds me of a sequel I just saw, which was Beetlejuice. It was overcast. There's too many people in it.
Oh, too many people? But was it? I haven't seen it yet.
It's good. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into that,
I loved it,
yes.
but there were a lot of people and a lot of storylines that I felt like, I don't know what journey we're on right now, but it would always immediately turn into a different one. It was.
It's kind of like Days of Our Lives, kind of like where all of a sudden Marlena is possessed by the devil and no longer anymore. But do you have allergies?
Are you okay? You sneezing?
My coupon is sneezing
attention
aggressively.
whore.
I know, he just always wants to be in the shot.
Q is that person.
Here's my wiener dog.
Q's that person where he goes to the vet and he's like, I'm so sick, you guys said prayers. And it's a picture of his paw with an IV.
he's got two like standard earbuds in his nose to make it look like oxygen. Like,
You don't know Amy because you're not his size.
oh my god! Speaking of Amy, this is off topic, but I'm very upset.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched 1,000-Pound Sisters?
I am obsessed with Thousand
Okay,
Pound Sisters.
did you see Amy Slayton got in trouble recently?
Yes, she
At the zoo. At
she got
the
arrested
zoo.
for child
Up.
endangerment and
Drugs. I'm upset.
But it was because she got bit by a camel. She got bit by a camel, and they
you sure it
called
wasn't a chimp?
security. It sure wasn't a chimp. Have you seen Chimp Crazy?
Yeah, I thought crazy.
But
I just got back
We're not
from
talking about
P-Town.
sequels.
I just got back from P-Town where all we had to do other than watch shows or to do shows was to sit and watch TV.
Chimp
So I feel
Crazy.
like I'm up on everything right now.
Tanya. I almost said Tanya Harding. Tanya Maddox. Haddix?
Oh,
Bless.
I don't remember.
Haddix.
Okay, so
You mean Trixie Mattel without the moisturizer or conditioner?
oh no, Trixie has much better wigs.
well,
and
no,
makeup.
but that's what I'm saying.
And
She
makeup.
looks like if you had taken Trixie Mattel and dried her out and then put her into the desert.
As someone who I believe has met Dolly Parton, do you think she's the Dolly Parton of chimps?
No.
Maybe
No,
after
maybe-
Travis had something to do with
Maybe
it.
the Kenny Rogers.
I'm Kenny Rogers in this jackass.
Oh my God. We should do Mad TV episode. I love Mad TV. Kenny Rogers.
Oh my
Roasters.
God, Kenny Rogers, Will Sasso.
Will Sasso.
One
So
of my
good.
favorites.
Yes.
I say all the time, I'm Kenny Rogers.
I don't know if you watched Fresh Off the Boat when it was on. I loved it, and I was like, I'm going to watch it because it takes place in Orlando.
Oh, that's right.
It was me.
It
I watched the
did.
first couple episodes.
That's
I was like,
right.
I've never
It's
seen any
not.
of that.
There's
But-
an ocean?
But there's this whole
Splendid China.
thing, like there's this whole plot line where Kenny Rogers buys into their family's restaurant, their Cattleman's Steakhouse.
No.
And it becomes, and then Michael Bolton buys in on top of it.
What?
So it's like Michael Bolton's Kenny Rogers Cattleman's Steakhouse Roasters.
Do you imagine the
Presented-
vocals in that restaurant, though? Those vocals would be fucking fire.
Well, it depends on the acoustics. It depends on how many pillars are there, how
Well,
many
the
peanuts
real
are on the
restaurant-
ground, or
The real restaurant is now a Hooters on iDrive.
oh.
Yeah.
the one by Universal. No, that's not
no,
Universal.
no,
That's
no.
Kirkman. That's Kirkman. Never
No,
mind.
no, it's the one further down towards like SeaWorld area.
I like Howl at the Moon stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been down there, and
Me
I can't tell
neither.
me how many years, so I don't think it honestly exists anymore.
I always cut over on Universal Boulevard, so I never go. Yeah.
When we went to Disney this past week,
Yeah.
the Uber driver who thought we were
oh, he
hilarious, by the
loved
way,
us.
um,
Loved us.
Shout out.
shout out to
Ron.
Azaria.
Pasquale.
Yes.
Oh, Pasquale.
I don't know his name,
Pasquale.
but he definitely laughed. But I was like, I haven't been this far on I-4, and I'm talking about like I-4 and 535. It's not even that far. And like,
Yeah.
I haven't been here in like 3 years.
Yeah. I never take that stretch because I take the 429 from my house to go to Tampa. So I always miss that chunk of I-4 that's like the attractions
Oh.
area. So I was the same as like, there's all these buildings now. Like,
It's
what is
the
happening?
fuck? I don't even recognize
I
it.
am officially at that age.
I don't
you
wanna
know,
hear it.
Having grown up in Central Florida my whole life.
Yes.
One of my happy
Leesburg.
places, Leesburg. But I've been in Orlando for over 20 years now.
Yeah. True.
And my happy place, like to me, what signifies Orlando, Florida is iDrive.
Yeah.
But I'm at the age now where I'm driving down and I'm like,
Hell no.
Remember when back when we had the Skull Kingdom?
Oh my god! But do you also remember when oh god, what was it called? The it's 2 stories. Point Orlando
Oh,
on
yeah.
iDrive was like the place.
There's
It
an
was a
FAO
place.
Schwartz there. Remember
there
the
was
FAO
an FAO Schwartz.
Yes.
We did our Halloween Horror Nights final shows there. The
I saw
party
NSYNC
shows
do a
there.
meet and greet there, and nobody showed up.
I wonder why.
NSYNC. It was like when they first came out, they did like a meet and greet at Point Orlando, and there were like 3 people there.
Did I tell you I was in the house where Brittany had an abortion? I did not tell you this.
No.
Anyway, we're gonna check back to
Hell,
that later.
Steven was there. He was the one playing guitar
I
with Justin Timberlake.
was listening for the ghost of the little baby going.
Oh my god. No, what's going? It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, 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 wow.
More like-
You were talking about You were just talking about the Sunburst Convention.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
God.
of celebrity impersonators. And I've met several Britney impersonators throughout my career.
Yes.
Some drag performers, some cis women.
Yes.
And they always say, like, I don't know where to start. Like, where would I start with the voice? I'm like, you just have to sound like you're trying to start a car.
And you have to. You also have to like constantly pass your breath out of your mouth as you're talking. Because
It's all nasal.
so, but I mean like aggressively, and this is a little embarrassing, but in high school, when I was still pretending to be attracted to girls, I was part of the BHS, which was the Britney Hate Society, because the girl I liked at the time, hi, Helena, Lena, we're still friends. She was like, oh, I hate her because she's young. You know, she was young and famous, and she went and did a like autograph session at our super Walmart that was 4 towns over. 'Cause we didn't have one. And I remember one of my fellow band nerds went, and he was obsessed. And now he's a gay man. He refused it too. Hey, Dusty.
Dusty.
He went and like grabbed something off of the shelf and give it to her as a gift without paying for it.
Speaking of sequels that never happened, though, I'm mad we never got a sequel to Crossroads.
Crossroads 2.
Crossroads 2.
The Next Generation.
Where else are they gonna go?
Well, now that Crossroads doesn't exist here.
Oh,
Like, oh,
do you remember
Crossroads.
the Mad TV, the Crosswalk to Remember, where all they mashed them up all together?
Oh my God. All right, so sequels.
Sequels, yes.
So,
Sequels.
we decided today. I'm losing my mind. So we decided to do movie sequels. What?
Sorry. Hi, a little high. I forgot to tell you the whole breath part of that whole conversation about the Britney thing is because our membership, my friend printed out membership cards, and I swear to God, it's under my bed right now. And it was like, I like swear and like stuff and like all these breath noises typed out onto the card. I was Casper Spears.
And that
Casper
was so
Spears.
long ago. That all had to be typed by hand.
It did.
It was more like
chiseled.
a chiseled.
That's why it's under the bed. You've gotten so old you can't lift it.
I can barely lift this wiener dog. It's fine. All right,
Oh
so
my God.
sequels.
Movie sequels.
Sequels.
So movie sequels can be a very divisive topic, right? So what, in y'all's opinion, makes a good movie sequel?
It has to be as good as the first. Like, not necessarily as good.
Okay.
But it has to kind of like lay in this line where you're like, wow, that was enjoyable. I liked it because I felt joy like I did the first time I watched the first one.
Okay.
I feel like it has to remind you of the world that they're in and remind you why you liked it in the first place.
Yeah.
But it has to give you something new.
Yes, it does. And I'm a traditionalist where I like for the cast to stay. I like the cast in the same roles.
Oh, God, it has to be
and
the same
everything.
person.
And then, like you said, adding in a new, fresh storyline that still kind of stays in the same vein as the first. Doesn't go like wildly
You don't.
off a different path.
Now she has no feet. Like,
Diabetes.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that's what kind of makes a bad sequel, right? Is when
diabetes.
It's diabetes.
Yeah.
It does.
unless you're diabetic, then we love you.
Yeah.
No, but you don't deserve a sequel. You deserve to be the star of the first one.
You do. Wilford Brimley.
Wait, what was that? Invasion of the Body? No,
Cocoon.
Oh,
It's
God.
It's like a cocoon.
It's like,
So
I come out and it's like a hoop and a cocoon and the butterflies in the cocoon. Tell me that hula hoop did not have beads in it.
Yes, it had beads in it.
What are you
They're from
talking
the Dollar Tree. Of course they did.
What are you talking about?
Jasmine Masters.
for reveal.
That
It was like one of the first episodes.
was episode 1 of season 7.
And it took
Was
her,
it
like,
the nude
6
one?
Huh?
What was?
It was the nude runway.
Oh, that's right. You
It
had
was
like
the Born
create a
Weekend.
cover up. A cover up.
Yeah, it's just like it's a cocoon.
And it's a cocoon.
I
I
wish you
would have
could have.
died. I would have died.
Oh, I wish you could have seen RuPaul's face. She just stared at her for it felt like 20 minutes, and she just kept. Jasmine never gave up. She just kept staring her in the eye, going.
Oh,
You know
my
what's
God.
funny is that now that what's her face is a huge transphobe. We now refer to Harry Potter as written
Oh.
as Jasmine Masters.
JKR. We're like
always
Harry
say,
Potter written
like,
by Jasmine
if you were to
Masters.
listen to our older podcasts, Fail Fiction or Champagne Synopsis, we'd be like, oh, Harry Potter as written by Jasmine Masters. And I don't know why we picked her, but it seems right.
Because somebody put it in a meme. It was like somebody said something like Jasmine Masters wrote Harry Potter. Okay,
So back to sequels.
when it comes to the best movie sequels of all time, I would love to hear both of yours. Is it okay if I share mine first?
Yeah,
Go
please
for
do.
Okay. I would say, I mean, it kind of is a tie, but what edges out a little bit more, in my opinion, the best sequel of all time is Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. It is. It stays true because, like, you're like, how the fuck can this kid get lost again?
I'm sorry. First of all, how negligent can these parents be
Correct.
over and over and
But
over
the thing
again?
is, it was funny.
I'm
though.
sorry,
like,
you think the trauma would be like, I need to keep Kevin on a leash. I was a child in the 90s. Or 80s. I was on a
90s.
leash.
90, yeah, I was
80s,
like,
90s.
yeah.
But I was on a leash as a child.
You were.
Yeah.
I still have PTSD when I see kids.
I was.
You ever
not.
had somebody walk in front, like in between you, not notice that you just get yanked forward?
No, because black people don't use leashes on their kids, sir.
Well, congratulations, you won.
Well, I will say my parents never put me on a leash, but they probably should have, because every time we would like be out in public, I've always been the time just like a little daydreamer. I'm always in my own world.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I
God.
would just start walking, and
It's
I
the ADHD baby.
I thought I was like holding my dad's hand, and then I'd hear my mom behind me go, "I'm so sorry, sir," and she'd pull me away. I would just grab people's hands. In all fairness, I don't know who my dad is.
Do you know that's happened to me several times in my life where kids will just accidentally grab onto me, and of course being like a nurturer and a dance teacher and all that,
You're
I was
like,
like,
oh.
I will protect you at all costs. And then they finally look up at you and they like the look of confusion, like, you're not my no, bitch, I'm not your dad.
See,
Like, no.
I am too suspicious. I'm like, this is a setup. If a kid were to do that to me, I'd be like, no, I'm about to be put into a van.
Oh,
Chris
see.
Hansen.
Chris Hansen's around the corner. I'm
No.
like,
You
no.
know, if they tell you there's cookies on the counter, you got to
Yep.
get out.
I just gotta take my laundry out, bitch. Run.
No, bitch, I ordered dumplings, not cookies.
Run.
Like, I need to see you in that kitchen cooking right now.
But yes.
So,
Oh my god, Home Alone 2. It's so good, and then you pepper in the new characters like fucking Tim Curry's character in Home Alone 2 is so good. Rob
he's good at
Schneider. They repeat.
remember the felon was in it too.
that we don't talk about that.
The
but,
felon.
and you know that's a whole thing you can do.
They took him out. Trump.
Yeah, him. And you know that's the whole thing you can do in New York is you can pay. It's not awful considering the experience, but for like $1,000, they give you the limousine experience. They take you around New York for 3 hours. You get a cheese pizza.
And then they drop you off so you get lost.
Can I?
So you really feel what it was like.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
so-
in the Motel Miami.
2013, the boys and I all went to New York and we were having a grand old time. We went to this club. We come out. We're looking for the next one. And this limousine was like, hey, where you guys want to
God.
go? For like 50 fucking bucks or something. They took us somewhere and we're like, yeah, we're in a fucking limousine. We're in New York. And then
God,
we
where'd you
realized
go?
that everything in the limousine was used. And like, so this guy was just
It-
like
he was
profiting.
okay. He was okay until he got to the condoms. Hanging outside the window to dry out.
I gotta reuse them somehow. Like, it's hard to live in New York. But like, he legit like kidnapped the thing that was on reserve, the limo, and fucking took it to another club for like ridiculous. I was like, I can't have any of this champagne. I was like, there's lipstick on like every fucking glass.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
It doesn't matter. Just make sure it matches yours.
So,
Oh my But yes, and
Miss-
and then the robbery scene, which you don't think can get any funnier than the first one, which is I've seen that movie Home Alone 1 so many times I've lost count, but I crack up every time. And the second one is so good, like the brick throwing. Are you guys gonna give up? Never. It's just so. The pigeon lady, it's such a warm
she's an
feeling.
icon.
Oh my god, the pigeon lady. So that, in my
she's
opinion,
the equivalent of a shovel man.
Yes. And I don't want to say what my runner-up is because y'all might have it. So I'm not going to say what my runner-up is. But yes, in my humble opinion, Home Alone 2 is the best sequel ever made.
But I think it goes back to what I was saying in the sense that it keeps you in the world.
Yes.
But it takes it into
On a new journey.
A new journey.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So it's not just the same.
Correct.
Right,
Yes.
because that's what drives me nuts is when they're just like copy, paste, repeat. Like,
Yeah.
And now we're sad about this. No. What, Ginge, what is your
Yeah, what's your
No,
favorite
I'm
sequel?
the guest. I'm going last. You
Okay,
go.
Steven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Sequels for me. No, bitch, don't get mad. I honestly, when it comes, like, first of all, I like terrible movies. This is
Yes,
not,
he does.
I do
This is
too.
not new. If I see something that's terrible, I'm still
If
gonna
it's
watch
terrible
it.
or
Yeah.
animated,
You're a gay man, so it is your God-given right
He's
to
gay?
enjoy awful movies.
I'm gay?
Yeah, this is where we're coming out right now.
Oh, God.
Aw.
I'm out. I'm coming
Sorry,
out.
Helene.
sorry, Helena.
Helena.
Who's now has 4 children, and they live in Alabama.
And
I
they
love
all
them
hold
deeply.
your hand and call you dad.
I hope not. I don't want to have to pay that tax burden. But I think, honestly, one of my favorites is not necessarily a favorite. It's kind of like an occult classic, Grease 2.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, I love Grease.
oh
Okay.
my God. What is your favorite song?
My favorite is Reproduction.
Oh, Reproduction and I'll Be Your Girl for all seasons.
That's not a song.
then-
That's a number.
That is, but what about Let's Do It for Our Country, for the red, white, and the blue.
Or we're gonna score
Oh, tonight. We're gonna bowl tonight.
We're gonna score tonight.
No, it was
It's
bowl.
We're gonna score tonight.
We're gonna
We're gonna
reveal
rock,
the tape.
We're gonna roll. We're gonna
bop,
bop.
we're gonna bowl.
We're gonna
ro-
score. Score.
Can I make
My
it?
life has been a lie.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
My life has been a lie.
Have you never
You've
seen
never
it?
I've
seen
never
it?
seen Grease 2.
I think
never
it
seen
is. It breaks my rule of having like the same world, different story.
Yes.
Because it's the same story with a whole new world. Like it is literally Grease 1
Reversed.
flip-flopped.
Yes.
But I think it's so much more fun.
But you know, it is fun. It is fun because
Okay.
walk like a T-bird. No, but the thing that bothers me the most is highlighting Frenchie's failure.
And then do you realize she just disappears?
Yeah,
Halfway through the movie, she just
she's like
never
the
materializes.
Spoiler alert! No, I'm kidding.
She's the one character that makes a repeat because, you know, she went to beauty school and she was a beauty school dropout, as we remember. So she, sure, I'm back. And then, like, first of all, gone. But also, too, but like, why humiliate her? And be like, why not just pretend that she went to a vocational school or something? But no, why did you have to have her?
I got nothing for you.
It was,
was she the
embarrassing.
only
But-
original character that came back?
Yes.
Well, no,
Um,
it was her and the principal and the assistant.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah.
They were the
but-
3
Okay.
that were back.
So Michelle Pfeiffer was
I knew
the
that,
girl.
yeah. Mhm.
Who
But
was the
she
guy?
she was basically Danny, and it was Adrian Zemed.
Oh.
Say that again?
Adrian Zemed.
Bless you.
He played. He was the leader of the T-Birds. What was his
No,
name?
I'm talking about the one who is the cool
Oh,
writer.
Maxwell Caulfield.
What else would I know him from?
He played Maxwell Sheffield's brother on The Nanny.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
lots of
Two more that
Maxwells.
came back that were original.
Who?
Teachers, though, right?
One was a teacher
Uh-huh.
and one was a student.
We're being
Who
fact
was
checked.
the other student?
Eugene came back.
Oh, of course,
Oh.
Eugene.
And Coach Calhoun were also.
Yes. But not
The
enough of
cheerleading
an
coach?
impact in,
Yeah,
in the
no.
overall
Oh,
film.
football coach.
But you haven't lived till you've seen Michelle Pfeiffer angrily dry hump a ladder while she's singing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she's thinking
And
about
you
wanting
all-
a cool writer.
Oh, you also haven't died and done that too, but
Yeah, I mean, you may have.
You
The
think
whole
might.
thing could be a fever
But
dream.
again, it is a fever dream that I love. Let's do it for our country, for the red,
Okay,
white, and the
well, I
blue.
need to watch this apparently.
We're gonna do it right after
Okay.
this.
It's fun. I think
Yeah.
it's not a good movie. You're
It's
right.
joyous.
Not good,
Yeah.
But it's a lot more fun than Grease
Okay.
1 is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as serious.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can say anything about Grease 1 is serious.
No.
They take the same exact subject and make it less serious.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a campier version. But now it's your turn.
My
Yee!
turn.
Drum roll.
Okay. Now, so this summer in P-Town, Gidget Galore and I did Broadway 2, Electric
Yes.
Boobaloo,
Boobaloo.
which was
I hate you.
a sequel to our hit
The OG.
show last year.
Yes, the OG.
So we like did a deep dive into sequels just to try to figure out like what's something we can make fun of that sequels get right and wrong, and like what are the hallmarks of a sequel, so we make sure we get it. What I learned was that people are more passionate about sequels
Oh yeah.
than they are about
Are
original
they?
movies.
Did
Yes.
you not see the Facebook thread that I
I
posted?
did not read them
Oh,
all.
it
I read
got-
the first 3. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
but
it got vicious.
There's a question and answer portion at the very beginning of our show
Mm-hmm.
where we basically are like, I tell Gidget, well, there's no plot to this show. It's just a sequel to last year's show. And she goes, well, do you think that's a good idea? I say, yeah, people love sequels. They're always better than the original. All right, name one. And before I could get anything out of my mouth, the audience was always number 1, Shrek 2.
Wait, which one was that? Which
I don't
one
know.
was that?
That's Fairy Godmother, right?
Oh, where have all the good men gone?
I am going to admit out here,
I've never seen it.
I've
never
Shrek,
seen it.
I think. I like the musical.
I've never seen it.
I don't know Shrek like that. So
Same.
it was always surprising to me. But I always felt like Sister Act 2
Oh my god.
was superior
Yeah.
to Sister Act 1.
That's kind of how I feel about Home Alone 2. Like,
so-
Home Alone 1 is fantastic, but
Yes.
Home Alone 2 for me, just, it edges it out.
It
So I
takes
get
the
that.
recipe and
Yeah,
just adds some finishing salt.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel differently because I feel like Sister Act and Sister Act 2 to me are on the same plane because they gave me like all of the joy in my entire life because they were different versions of the same story but done differently. Like
Yeah.
when Lauryn
Yeah.
Hill freaking comes out and the guy who can do those whistle tones, like fuck you.
And I probably would. So,
With permission.
yes, of course.
Sure.
Sure.
But I had to think a lot about, like, what is my favorite. I would always narrow it down to 3. And I was like, what are my 3 favorite sequels?
Okay.
And how can I kind of emulate that with what we're doing? And every single night when I would say Sister Act 2, the
Everyone-
entire audience, yes! I didn't think about that, but yes,
Joyful,
because
joyful,
it takes those characters that you love,
Yep.
adds the new ones that you love on top of it.
Kathy and Jimmy.
I mean, I love Kathy and Jimmy. I've gotten to work with her twice now.
Yep.
And
Brag.
I will brag about that because
Yeah.
she's just so cool. She's so fucking cool.
Yes.
And she's so nice.
She's
And
Peggy Hill.
what you see on camera, I mean, that's just her.
That's her, yeah.
It's just
I
her.
believe
It's
that.
so
I
funny.
believe that.
But then you add the kids on top of it with
Mm-hmm.
those incredible voices. And I was a kid at that time. I was singing in musical theater, and I loved the idea
Come on,
of
Bay Street.
competition. You know, I love, like,
Yep.
I'm going to
Were
go.
you a thespian? Were you like part of the
I was
whole?
homeschooled, so no. But I got straight superior.
explains
I was
so
a
much.
thespian.
So much.
I got to participate in the Thespian Society.
Yes.
Through a local high school, but I wasn't able to be an actual part of it.
Gotcha.
So I got to do a lot of the cool things, but I couldn't actually compete, and I thought it
You
was
didn't
so
have the
cool.
trauma that we did at Dr. Phillips High School.
Oh no! Well, I was also in Lake County,
Yeah.
so there were 4 of us that could sing, and only 2
3
that
of you that
read.
could read.
Sorry, Lake County, you've gotten a lot better.
Yes.
But I just remember watching it as a kid, as somebody that age, going, I wish that I could have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah.
wish that I could be a part of that.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And now, bitch, you are. Well, actually, you're not.
Well-
You're not in the ensemble. Let's be
No,
honest.
hell no.
Well, but that I also, my favorite movie around that time, well, my all-time favorite movie is always going to be The Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite movie at that period in my life was Hocus Pocus.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my god.
And
It's-
for years and years and years, I was like, I just want to be a part of that.
was in
I want to
the
be a part of that. So
Oh,
then,
that's right. We didn't think about that for a sequel.
then
Hold
to
on.
be
Rewind
in
it. Re-edit, Steven. Start it from the beginning.
No.
Start from the beginning.
My favorite
That's
sequel
Heather.
of all time is Hocus Pocus 2 starring Ginger Minj.
So I know a lot of people have mixed views
Yeah.
on Hocus Pocus 2. I personally loved it because I love the camp. I love
Yeah.
the nostalgia. I love the tiebacks.
I
What would you
thought-
say that people hated the most or liked the most?
I thought that it was exactly what it should be.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a legacy sequel.
Yeah.
So when you go into something like Hocus Pocus 2 or Beetlejuice, where it's been decades
Yep.
since the original
Literally.
movie, you're doing the whole thing as fan service.
Yeah,
at that
it's
point.
for us. It's
Yeah.
not for
It's
anybody
for
else.
all of us who grew up
It's
with
not
it.
for the
Like,
Academy Awards.
it's
We just
not-
we want another bite of the cookie.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's
Yeah.
all we want. And I think that it paid service to the fans in like just in spades. It was amazing, like the detail that they went to make sure they checked all the boxes for every fan. But I also thought it was really nice that they tried to do a new story
Yep.
with it. I don't
mean-
personally think the story was completely successful because we didn't get enough of the witches.
It was questionable, but what I say, what really soared is young Winnie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was that child, and why don't they have their own show as young Winnie?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
so
she
I-
was brilliant. The kids were all brilliant, honestly.
they're clamoring for a Hocus Pocus 3, and like I hear about it all the time. First of all, I had one line. They're not going to ask me. They're not going to base part 3
Hey,
around
Ginger,
me.
do you want to
Listen.
redo your line?
Yes.
Well, ma'am. Or,
Mind your business, girl.
is that your line?
Yeah.
I want to be the
And
Bart
it took-
Simpson mean right
It
now.
took
Say the
two-
line.
It took 2 weeks to film that scene.
No,
And
it
it was
not.
incredible because being a drag queen
Yeah.
of a certain age, it's a part of drag culture.
Oh my God,
And
yeah.
I think that there were some people that got upset that there were drag queens involved.
Imagine
and
that.
there were a lot of things, like we were not allowed to win the fake contest. There were, the studio was very, very strict about how it had to be portrayed. And it was, even Kathy Najimy and Sarah Jessica Parker and Bette Midler were all like, this makes no sense. They look the best. and Bette Midler said it best. She was like, we wouldn't be here doing a sequel if it wasn't for
drag queens. Yep.
For
Because
real.
it's the drag queens who have kept those characters alive
Yep.
for so long.
Like, how many Winnie dresses have you had made for you over the past couple of years?
Well, I've had several over the years, but
But
I
you've
have
had
an
several
exact replica now.
incredible ones, though.
Well, the one that I have now, and we're taking out our Hocus Pocus tour. HocusPocusLive.com, HOKUSPOKUS because
can't
of legal
sue.
reasons.
We don't know him.
But Kathy Najimy actually does our pre-show announcement.
You're fucking kidding me.
Bette Midler.
Can she do my voicemail?
She probably
Like you
would.
listen
Can
to
you
your
just text
voicemail,
her right now?
Steven.
I don't listen to it.
I don't
honestly.
either, no.
But
other people can listen to Kathy. It would
But
have to be my.
Bette Midler, the whole reason we decided to do our Hocus Pocus live show was because Bette Midler came up to me and she was like, I call her my new drag mom because my close-up.
Sorry, Rusty.
My close-up was the last shot of that entire scene. And it was 4:00 in the morning. We'd been there for 2 weeks. And everybody wanted to go, so they were going to cheat the shot. And Bette Midler goes, no, bring us the monitor. So they bring the monitor over, and I'm like, yeah, that's me, looks good. And she's like, no. Change that light over there, pull the camera right here, do this, da-da-da-da, we'll be in the trailer. She grabs me by the hand, and we're walking off the set, and she goes, I'm not always going to be around to do that for you, dear. Look out for yourself.
Ooh,
So-
ladies and gentlemen, definition of an ally.
Yes. So
it.
we wait an hour for them to set up this shot for my one line.
kidding?
And the shot is gorgeous when you look
Yes,
at it. And the way the camera pushes in, the lighting, everything. So I learned a lot from her. But she told me on that last day while we were waiting, she's like, I really like the way you do me. And I was like, oh, I've heard that before. She goes, shut up. I've heard all the fact shit. She said, I like the way you do me. I'd like to see you do something with this.
Okay.
Then she invited me as Winifred Sanderson to her Halloween party in New York. Got to do that with the girls. So she's been such a huge advocate for our stage show. So of course this is not about me. It's not about Hocus Pocus
Yes,
two.
it
You're the
is.
guest.
You're a
It's
guest.
actually,
You're a
like-
guest.
But all of this,
We're hoping to get
say-
at least 5 more followers for this.
But I really thought that instead of doing another sequel with them, they should make it a prequel with those girls. Although I think the girls are kind of getting a little too old for it.
And
Yeah.
also, the new young teen girls, I thought, did an amazing job.
See, in my head, the whole time we're filming this, I'm like, I feel like they're trying to set this up to be a Disney Plus series.
Yes.
No,
That's what everybody
if
thought.
it was
yeah.
a Disney Plus series, I'd went strictly on the children, like the younger ones.
But I think they wanted to kind of hit that
Like a
demographic.
tween, yeah,
the tween.
tweeners, yeah.
Yeah, and those girls, they were were all so
The
sweet.
Descendants
They were-
crowd, yes.
Yeah. But I do think it was very successful in the sense that as somebody who loved the original, I got to sit there and watch
Oh my God,
my
yeah.
childhood revisit me. So I thought that was really good. And Beetlejuice, I saw it last week. It was the same thing. Do I think it was a good movie? No.
Yeah.
I think it was way too many
Did you
plot lines,
enjoy it?
But I had the best fucking time.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half, I sat there and I
Like,
felt like I
I'm-
was 10 years old again. And
Do you know my brother, when we did the Facebook, we polled people, said, what do you think is the best and worst sequel? My brother said that Beetlejuice right now has his crown for his favorite sequel, which I was
Interesting.
stunned by. But he loved Beetlejuice. So I'm like, well, I gotta go see it now.
But I think that there's
mean-
a blatant difference between a sequel and a legacy sequel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big time.
God,
Yeah.
yes. There's like that's two
So
different
like,
genres.
if I chose a legacy sequel, to me it would be Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah.
Because it put me right back there where I wanted to be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But just for a straight up sequel, I went between Sister Act 2. A lot of people, I've never seen it, but a lot of people love Godfather 2.
I've never
I've
seen
never
a
seen it.
Godfather movie.
It is better than the original. And Back to the Future 2.
I've heard Back to the Future 2 a lot of times.
Can I make
I do like Back to the
Can
Future.
I make another confession?
You've never
No.
seen Back to the Future.
I've never seen. I've watched Back to the Future in like pieces, but I've never actually sat and watched
That's
Back to
fucking
the
me with
Future.
Harry Potter.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll make you feel better. I've never seen any Star Wars.
I haven't seen anything
Any.
past episode 1, and I've only seen 1.5 Harry Potter movies, and they weren't even.
Wait, when you say
consecutive.
episode 1 Star Wars, are you talking about?
2000.
Okay,
Phantom Menace.
so you've never
I'm
seen
talking about
any.
Jar Jar Binks.
You've never seen any of the original Star Wars movies.
No, I've only seen those. I've
I
only seen the ones that were done.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
70s,
So you've seen them. You've never seen.
I've
Star
never
Wars
seen
movies.
it. The only thing I've ever seen was B. Arthur from the Christmas special
Holiday special.
singing a song in a bar.
That Mo's the dun, 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 dun.
Can I tell you, Heather sings a beautiful version of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, when we
when we did Fail Fiction.
we wrote
and-
parody songs, and I wrote a song about Jar Jar Binks to the tune of, ironically, a song from a sequel, "Glory of Love" from Karate Kid 2.
Oh my god.
Which
Not
And it was-
from Beaches.
no, not that Glory of Love.
Different
Could
Glory
you
of
imagine
Love.
if Beaches had a sequel? Like,
Yeah.
who else is dying?
Shores.
And oh my gosh, so now we've talked about our favorite sequels.
Oh.
So Steven and I talked about this earlier about what we consider the worst sequel of all time. And I was telling Steven that I am the type where if I'm watching a movie and I'm not enjoying it, I will turn it off.
I can't.
I will walk out of the
I will
theater.
suffer through it.
Yeah,
I have to
they
know
suffer.
what
I
happens.
don't. So when I think bad sequels, the first one that comes to mind, because I loved the original so much and this one was trash, is the Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because the original Flintstones movie is
The first
Oh,
one
it
was
still
so
slaps.
good.
I
It still slaps. It's
love.
so good.
We've
I
talked
think
so many times about how much I
the-
love the Flintstones movie.
Oh god, which one was Holly Berry in? The
The
second
first
one,
one.
right?
No,
First
how
one.
dare
Who
you?
was in
That's
the
the-
second one? Who was there was
It was the Baldwin who's not Alec.
Yeah, we don't care about him.
Steven.
It's fine.
Stephen Baldwin was
Of course,
Barney.
it's a fucking Steven. Nobody
The
cares about
guy
Steven.
from Bob Loves Abby Shola was
I know him from that other sitcom, Still Standing.
Yes, he was Fred. I don't even
Martin
remember who
something.
Wilma and
I don't
Betty
remember.
were.
Mark
Oh,
Addy.
Jane Krakowski was Betty, and we love
Yeah.
Jane Krakowski.
I
but-
do.
Was?
Yeah, she was Betty.
Stephen Baldwin was
Yes.
Barney.
I love having a live fact checker. there.
Right.
Oh, Kristen
Kristen
Johnson,
Johnson
from Third Rock from the Sun.
Third
Was
Rock.
Yes,
Wilma.
Wilma.
So what was so strange about that, particularly as a sequel or a prequel or whatever
That's right,
it
because it was like when they first met. Yeah.
yeah, was they not only did those four actors look nothing,
Nothing.
like the
The
ones
OGs,
from
yes.
the first movie, they looked nothing like the cartoon.
No, where the original one, it was chef's
It was
kiss.
a chef's kiss.
It was
I
so
mean-
good. Elizabeth Taylor, like, oh, so good.
as Mrs. Slag Hoople.
That was Joan Collins, first of all.
In
No,
the second,
in the
the
first,
first one, it was Elizabeth. Second
It
one
was
was Joan
Elizabeth
Collins.
It
Taylor.
was Joan Collins' last movie before he died.
But and also the first
Who did
Flintstones
she
was
play?
Elizabeth
She'll never be
Taylor's last
glamour.
movie.
Girl Slag.
Yeah. But it was just so strange to sit and watch that as somebody who grew up with, like, my favorite holiday movie, I watch it every single year, is the Flintstones Christmas Carol.
So good.
It's my favorite. I love the Flintstones.
I just love the Flintstones. I was gonna say, I love, especially when I was a kid, I would kind of laugh at it, and I liked it as a kid. But as an adult, I appreciate it more. Like I love it.
See, I've always had the appreciation for the Flintstones and the Jetsons at the same time, at the same level.
The Jetsons
it was
are
the
great,
past and the future together.
But you watched
at the same
Flintstones
time.
meet the Jetsons?
Yeah.
Oh
we
my
talked
God,
about
did
it on
I
one of our
ever?
podcasts. Yes.
Did you?
Did
I
ever?
listen all the time.
Oh my! She doesn't listen.
I don't listen to anything.
It's fine.
Same.
She doesn't listen to her husband. No, but like the Jetsons movie is one of my favorites.
I love the
where,
Tiffany.
Anyway, Tiffany, who we just saw
Yes.
on
Oh my
Friday.
gosh. So
oh, Tiffany.
we'll keep with the pattern.
Okay,
Steven,
so,
what is the word
Heather,
in your opinion?
What is my favorite animated movie ever?
Wait, hold on. No,
Yeah.
before you go. What, other than the strange casting, what makes that the worst sequel to
It's
you?
just off. Like the story is just weird. It's not. I feel like the first one, they took a storyline that I don't believe was on the original cartoon.
It was not.
Where you had the swapping of it was just very. It kept true to the heart of the original cartoon, like the swapping of the test, and Fred got rich because of it, and Barney got poor. Like it was very cut and paste, like the cartoon, and then they had a great ending. Yay! Viva Rock Vegas was just all
seemed
over the
cheesy.
place. It was cheesy. It was just there. Like I didn't care about the story. We're like the first one. I was like, Fred, how could you? How could you do this to Barney? So it was just not like the heart wasn't
Bonnie
there.
did to Fred,
And-
technically.
All the beat. Well, I know a place where the hipsters go
Called
called Bedrock. Hey, twist.
That unlocked a core memory.
Oh my God.
Or
so
trauma, one of the
good.
two.
No, good memory. Good memory.
I will say,
Oh,
having gotten a little bit older, and I recently rewatched those maybe like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think I had ever actually seen Viva Rock Vegas until a year ago.
Yeah.
And I got to the end of the movie and I went, what's the point?
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
What's the point? Why did we
Corruption?
sit through this?
Maybe.
But none of
Maybe?
it, there was no payoff
No.
for the journey. It'd be like Dorothy gets to the end of the movie and they're like, nope, no way to go home.
Sorry,
Good
you're
night.
stuck.
Good night, folks. We're sacrificing her to the flying monkeys.
Yeah.
Bye.
it's-
The
it's-
Travises of the wings.
Oh, Travis. Oh, the chimp. Bless.
Aw, Tonka.
It's Tonka.
Justice for Tonka. First of all, do you know Tonka didn't even have anything wrong with him?
Yes, I know. I watched the doc.
I am so
I
mad.
can't wait for that sequel.
And last week, I told our episodes about Chimp Crazy, and I said to Steven, what was the common denominator with all of these people in
Oh,
Chimp
God,
Crazy?
without
and they're
missing
like,
a
oh, they're white
beat.
people. And then I thought for a second, and I was like, no, Michael Jackson had bubbles.
But he was also.
But he was a white woman by that point.
And you know Bubbles is still alive, and he lives in Florida?
Call me
Really?
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Everyone
Everybody
does.
retires to Florida.
We need to go visit Bubbles.
Does that mean I
Bubbles,
can retire now? Can I just give up?
Bubbles, I bet
I'm
would
ready
write.
to be like old Yeller. So.
Bubbles would write a great biography, I feel like. Bubbles has seen some shit.
Bubbles is
Literal.
some shit.
And figurative.
Yes.
So
All right, you.
Yes.
let me talk about a sequel I was disappointed by.
Okay.
Do you know my favorite animated movie?
Secret of
Um,
Nim.
No.
Jurassic Park
no,
Kids Adventure?
No, I've dressed up as this person.
Goofy
Goofy
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
Goofy
okay, yeah.
Oh, yep.
An extremely goofy movie, which to
you
me
are
was an
correct.
extremely let down.
You are correct.
Like it
There's
was
no songs.
there. Well, first of all, there was no Devin Campbell. Second of all, there was a loose plot, and second of all, yes, or third of all, there was no
No music.
songs. Like,
That's a good one. No
the
one
thing
said that on
about-
Facebook. That's a good one.
Yeah, like that's the one that upsets me the most. Like, cause that's like,
And if you
I
use the
stole
word,
my brother's like.
if you use
cassette.
extremely, it better
It
be
better be.
fucking bomb.
You better deliver.
Yes, I don't care that you skateboard. I don't care. I want to know about what song adventures you're going on while being on a river or in a car park.
Where was
or at a
Powerline?
fucking Walmart doing a photo shoot with a fucking child that loses a diaper. Like,
I will say now that Disney's in this
Ugh.
this whole like let's make live
live,
action
yeah.
versions. I am petitioning. I didn't get Ursula.
Boo.
So
You were close.
I was close, but I am petitioning to play the fat lady in
yeah!
a Goofy movie.
Just a week of lots of
No, not that one.
relaxation.
Not that one.
Oh, no, you want to do the one
I'm
that's like...
gonna- Ah!
I can't do it. You
But
can.
Melissa McCarthy will still probably beat me for it.
Or Scarlett Johansson. She plays everything.
Not Scarlett Johansson. Okay, so that's a good one, Steven.
Well, duh. Hello.
Well, no, it's a bad one.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
it's a
that-
bad one that
yes.
upsets me.
Ginge.
I was upset when we watched that because it was another one I hadn't watched until it was pre-pandemic when we were in LA. We watched both of them back to back, and I was like, "You're gonna love Goofy Movie. It's so good." And in my head,
And for the record, Chris, did you love Goofy Movie?
Oh, the first one's incredible.
So
yes,
good.
it is. The
But
soundtrack is
in my
unstoppable.
head, I had seen the sequel, and it
You
was.
thought the energy was the same, and it's not.
But then I watched it and I was like, I haven't seen this. I don't know what the fuck this is.
There's no
and then
Leaning Tower
nobody
of
sang.
Cheesa.
And I was like,
Wait, what?
That was one I wanted to check out on him, but we were in it to win it at that point.
Y'all have more power than me because I flat out will be. The other night, Jason was making fun of me because I started like 6 movies on Netflix.
No.
I was like,
Ma'am.
no.
Hi, welcome
No,
to Anxiety.
no.
This is what we do.
And then guess what I watched instead?
Baddies.
No,
Wrestling.
no,
Drag Race.
no.
Selena.
American Next Top Model, duh.
Oh, God. Okay, that was on the list.
So Drag Race.
You literally, yes. All right, Ginge, what in your
Okay.
opinion is the worst sequel of all time?
One of my favorite movies
What time is that, Stacey?
ever.
We're at 47. We're good, yes.
One of my favorite movies ever is Showgirls. Oh. Director's cut.
Yeah.
But the direct-to-video sequel, Pennies from Heaven.
I'm sorry,
wait. There's
what?
a sequel to
I have
Showgirls?
never heard of such a thing.
Rena Riffle, who played Penny.
I'm sorry, that's not a real name.
Well, that's the name she's going by. Rena Riffle
Rena.
played Penny,
Uh-huh.
who was the one that she was the new girl at the strip club.
Okay, yeah.
And then she ended up with James.
Yes.
And all that. So she loved her character so much, she crowdfunded a sequel called Showgirls 2 Pennies from Heaven. And it's her story, but it's also a ripoff of the first story, which is just a ripoff of All
Everything
About
else.
Eve. No,
Yeah.
it's literally a ripoff of All About Eve. So as you dilute this more and more and more, you just don't care. And like the production value was really, really bad because it was all like funded
Crowdfunded.
by her.
So we have $11, y'all. Let's make a movie.
Yeah. And she tries to sell it, but it's just nobody wanted to buy.
I'm so, my mind is blown. I literally never knew there was a sequel
It's
to
worth
Showgirls.
watching.
I know it.
It's
I'm going to
worth
watch
watching
it.
because it's one of those movies that's
It's
so
worth
bad that
watching
it's good.
For us, she wouldn't last.
Is it on Tubi?
I'd be surprised. You probably have to watch it on Vimeo or something.
Yo, oh
It's
my
too high
God.
class for Tubi.
So do y'all want to hear, according to our friend Cheddar, which is ChatGPT?
Yeah, we have to
I have a
rename-
question for you, real quick.
Oh, yes,
Ooh,
yes,
for
yes,
me?
yes, yes,
Because
yes.
I know
great.
you are such a huge Jurassic Park fan.
I am.
Huge Jurassic Park fan, which
yeah.
I watched that movie last night.
Which
on the
one?
train.
The OG?
The first one.
Okay.
The
great,
first one.
beautiful.
And as I watched it, I went, I don't think I've ever seen this movie all the way through because there were things happening and I was like, I
What?
don't recall this at all.
The
We're gonna
fence.
have to have a conversation.
but I vividly remember parts of it, but I also really remember all of the sequels.
no, oh my God. Okay, so,
So,
first of all,
Kelly
So-
Malcolm?
First of all,
Kelly Malcolm?
How do you,
in
what do you think
ranking,
of 2? I just
2
wanna
is
know about-
fine. 2 is great.
I
I
hate
love the girl who did the gymnastics.
Kelly
I thought she was
Malcolm.
great.
I
I love
hate
Kelly.
Julianne
I
Moore.
love that.
Oh,
she,
yeah,
no,
she was
no.
awful.
I
She
just
was
hate
bad.
her in general.
Yeah, she's
Jurassic
awful. Yeah.
Park 3 is the bane of my existence. I wanted that stupid bitch to get eaten by a dinosaur.
Oh, Tia
Every
Leone.
time she screamed, I was like, just fucking eat her. I'm over it. Like she's, I'm like, just eat her so we don't have to hear it anymore. And she was never eaten.
I honestly think they could have stopped after Lost World and
No.
it would have been fine.
So you have original Jurassic Park.
Yes.
You have Lost World.
Yes.
You have Jurassic World.
3. Yes.
You have Jurassic World Lost.
Wait, no, you forgot
Lost
about
in
Jurassic Park
New
3.
York.
No, that one goes last.
Okay.
That one
Oh,
goes
you're
last.
ranking them.
Because
Okay, you're
I
ranking them.
hate
Okay,
it
okay,
so
okay,
much.
gotcha.
And then you have Dominion, and then you have Jurassic Park 3. I hate that woman so much that I just refuse to
Leone.
But
acknowledge
see,
that movie.
That is how I feel about Julianne Moore in everything she
Yeah,
does.
she's
But
I
okay,
agree.
so
She makes my skin crawl.
I'm not a celebrity person, so you have to tell me what she was in.
She was the redhead in Jurassic Park 2. His girlfriend.
No, I know who she is, but in the Jurassic Park. But what else should I?
So
No, she was
I'm
in the
gonna
third
tell
one.
you what made me hate her. So I actually really liked. Do you remember that movie she did 9 Months with Hugh Grant?
No.
It's a cute rom com.
I hate
from the
rom-coms.
90s. But I remember like watching it with my mom and my aunt on a Friday night because they rented it, and I was like, "Oh, it's cute." So when she was announced to take over Clarice in Hannibal,
that's right.
I was like, "Oh, that'll be great," because I like her.
Bad.
If there's one thing that drives me fucking nuts, it's a bad Southern accent.
Oh,
And
I
maybe
just
because-
literally read
Oh my
Facebook
God.
status today that somebody who's from Tennessee, they're like, if I don't even care if your coach is Dolly Parton, don't fake out.
No, because in that movie, you know, we had Jodie Foster,
who was
who was
perfect.
brilliant.
Perfect.
And then we get Julianne Moore, who goes, I don't know, Dr. Lecter.
But here's
And
the
it
thing,
made
though.
me hate her forever.
Yeah.
It's also the reason oh God, everybody's going to hate me for this. I don't like Bernadette Peters because when she played
Well,
Annie
there goes
Oakley,
our podcast.
But when she played Annie Oakley.
I saw her on Broadway as Annie Oakley.
I did too. And the whole thing was talking like this. And I was like, it's just.
In fairness, I have relatives who speak like that. I'm from Mississippi. I am.
But the thing is, your relatives, it's authentic, where you can tell when someone is absolutely faking
So
it.
okay.
And that's how she was in it.
Right after my
1,000,000%.
college program, me and a friend of mine moved into an apartment together. Her name was Aisha. She was a black Muslim from New Jersey, and she didn't have anything going on for the holidays. I'm like, why don't you come home with me for Thanksgiving or
Oh,
Christmas or
Lord.
whatnot? My grandparents were there from Mississippi.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll let you do the math there. But at one point,
Take
they're,
my coat,
they're
girl.
playing the blessing. They're saying the blessing. And she looks over at me and she's trying to do her best to be respectful. She goes, "Is your grandfather Boomhauer from?"
Well, and I did. Like, I grew up, my Uncle Rooster. And yes,
You
that
did
is
not
his
have an
name.
Uncle Rooster.
I still do. But
First name is Rooster?
my husband met him and he was like, I don't believe what you're telling me. And then he met him. He is
oh.
Boomhauer. Here's how I
You get down here, you go down
am.
here, you go down here.
But
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's because I got made fun of for my accent so much growing up
Yeah.
that I tried so hard to not have one.
Oh.
But then I realized, it's actually a strength because people in the North kind
Yeah.
of find that charming sometimes.
No.
But now I find it offensive when somebody does a really hokey, like,
Ding, 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 ding.
So-
yeah.
I used to train myself as a kid in my bedroom in high school saying, you guys, to where
You
people-
guys.
I worked in like a seafood restaurant in my senior year.
Wait,
and
I'm sorry, you worked in a seafood restaurant?
I did, and they'd be like, "How's this?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know," because I won't eat it. I won't. I was very
I'm
honest.
allergic to seafood, so
I-
I don't have any of it.
Give me all the
Exactly.
shrimp.
But people be like, "You's a damn Yankee," and I'm like, "No, I was born down the street, like in that gutter."
Literally on the dirt road.
Literally in the dirt road. And they're like, "No, you can't be because of you don't." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, bud. Like I practiced this."
I did the same thing. I would look in the mirror and I would just teach myself how to lose the accent. I would say, "Hello, everybody," instead of "Hey, y'all."
Okay, so
Until I moved to New York City and I wasn't getting any
No
I was-
southernness, yeah.
But it was like every time I would go someplace, I like for a job interview or whatever, I would never get it until I just finally started going, "Hey y'all, how you doing?" And then all of a sudden I was charming.
You're
Yeah,
like
it's
the
ooh,
Paula Deen,
hire him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: when you went grocery shopping, the thing that you pushed.
It's a buggy.
Thank you.
It's a buggy.
Thank you. I mean, I've recently changed to shopping cart because I don't need.
I'm from Connecticut, so I got nothing for either of those.
Nah, it's fine. And we don't have
What
to
did
dwell
you
on
call it, bitch? The white people
A
did my
shopping
shopping.
cart? Shut up, Steven. A shopping cart. But we did call, like, when people have yard sales, that's weird to me because we called it tag sale.
This is another episode.
That's a
It
garage
really
sale.
is. Tag sale. Remote control was channel changer.
Oh, a
Ours
flicky
was
dicky
channel
from
changer.
the UK. I've had somebody tell me it was called a flicky dicky.
Well, it's like Jason,
Flicky-dicky.
apparently in Michigan. So Jason calls it pop, obviously.
Oh, I
but,
hate that.
But
Sorry.
they call their liquor stores party stores. So like Jason will be like, "Oh, are you gonna go to a party store today?" I'm like, "I'm not fucking going to
Taco
Party
Bell,
City."
hell yeah, let's go.
Where you
Like,
belong.
no, where you belong. But they call in Michigan, they call liquor stores party stores because that's where you get
That's-
everything for your party. And I was like,
Dumb.
I got not a package. We have package stores in Connecticut. Good
What the
old
fuck is a package store?
That's a liquor store.
We just called
You
them
didn't have
alcoholic
package stores in New York?
No, they're liquor stores.
No, you have package stores. It's called
No,
package.
even
Yes.
no, even,
Right? Yeah,
even
USPS.
Here, even here, it was always liquor and package.
Yeah,
Yeah.
package store.
Yeah. So I did hear that even in Lake County. I heard that. But
Or like
Oh,
when you
Jesus.
put your hair in a pony, or no, I'm sorry, when you wear your hair down, it was wearing your hair open. So I remember like going,
That's like some kind of
all
like.
right.
we went off on a tangent.
Mormon,
I hope you warmed up before
like,
that stretch,
Who are the
honey.
people who churn their own butter? The
Mennonite.
Yes, that's
Oh,
like
we
there.
went there.
Oh my
We
god.
did. We went to the Mennonite market.
Mennonite market.
Yeah, we took a bus to do a pageant in a hotel ballroom.
No, but here's the thing: is that's the time that you sent me the famous cat video that says, "My name is Stephen Johnson, and I
that's
couldn't
a
come to the pageant because I had to show my penis at the part of their house."
Oh, you weren't there? I
wasn't there.
Oh.
Oh my god.
But I was there in spirit.
Okay, so we don't have to go into all of these.
No.
But do you want? Oh, go ahead, Steven. Go
I
ahead.
was
You,
supposed to say, should we save this for a part 2?
well,
No, let's do it.
Let's just skim the surface of
skim it.
what I got on my good Instagram. So I said, Steven and I want to know, in your opinion, what is the greatest movie sequel of all time and what is the worst? So I'm just going to kind of start at the top and we'll go from there. So let's see here. This was the one I had tied. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it. Adam's Family Values.
Okay, so no. First of all,
agree.
that is an amazing movie. I think both of them, to me, are like equal platform. They were
Yeah.
both amazing in their different ways.
Yes, agreed.
And I'm sorry, Debbie just made it.
Debbie, the
just
summer
made it.
camp, the summer
Oh
like
my God.
Thanksgiving, so good.
Boo, Barbie.
20 grand for summer camp, and he's Mr. Woo Woo.
I have to go home now. My mom says I can't stay.
So everyone's saying Terminator 2, but they act like I've never seen Terminator.
I've seen it.
I think Terminator 2 is better than Terminator.
I've never
I
seen it.
can't remember enough to make a decision.
I think that way because it was always on TV when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I watched it a lot, and then when I got older, it was we had the attraction,
Right, yeah,
at
because it was
Universal.
T2. It was the second movie.
yeah.
You're right.
And I remember when the first time I saw 2 first.
Yes.
And then when I went back and watched 1, he wasn't the good guy. And it really
Oh,
threw
yeah, that's
me
right.
off.
Fucked with your mind.
Yeah.
You're
It
like,
threw me
oh,
off
fuck.
because to me he was the hero. So I think I felt betrayed by the first one, having seen the second
Oh
one.
my god.
So, where was it that I just saw? So, husband of the pod, Jason, he claims this is the man that I married and committed my life to.
It's too late for an annulment.
says that the best sequel of all time is Top Gun Maverick.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
It's like to the danger zone. Just over and over
I
again,
mean, it's a good movie, and like you get the nostalgia of Top Gun, but it wasn't like
I don't. Okay, so
When did we
Top
get
Gun, the
Days of
first
Thunder?
one.
2.
I don't think we're legally allowed to do that anymore. Because
What?
of the blackface? Oh no, that's Tropic Thunder. What's his face played a black man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
No, Steven. And
I
then
don't know pop culture.
and then Jason said the worst sequel of all time in his opinion, which I see a lot of people saying this as well, is Dumb and Dumber 2.
Dumb and
There
Dumberer.
was a
Dumb
second
and Dumber,
one.
yeah, with
The
Jim
first
Carrey
one
and Jeff
I didn't
Bridges.
think was good.
I don't like toilet humor, which a lot of people are surprised by. I'm not a fan of like.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
The question is it Dumb and Dumber 2 or was it Dumber and Dumber? Because it was a,
No, it's Dumb and Dumberer.
Dumb and Dumber.
but it wasn't the same people.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, somebody had a good one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
That's a good
Okay,
one.
no. I like that one.
That
That's
one's
good. No, but that
good.
was for best.
For best.
Good.
I was
Yeah.
Oh, no. Because
Oh,
isn't that
that's
where
a good-
Bebop and Rocksteady came from?
Nom noms.
Yeah, remember?
Kisses, Q. Give kisses. He wants kisses.
Oh.
Give kisses. He wants kisses.
Let's see what else we've got. And like I said, this totally could be a second episode. A lot of Batman as like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin.
Okay. I think Batman Returns. That's the first sequence.
Which one
sequel.
had
Yes, that's with the
Chris
Penguin.
With
O'Donnell?
Penguin and
Chris
Catwoman.
O'Donnell.
That
No.
is the best one.
Oh yeah,
That's
Oh,
the
no,
best
that's
Batman
my
movie
favorite.
ever,
yeah.
I think.
I love
I
Batman
don't
Returns.
know. The Dark Knight. with-
Oh,
I don't
the
like
Dark
those.
Knight.
Don't
Ledger.
start with me. I hate those movies.
Why?
You don't like The Dark Knight?
Was the pencil?
No, they're just so
Dark?
scary. They're dark. They're ugly, and I get. I totally.
So, what was your favorite VeggieTales sequel?
The Wizard of Oz?
The Wizard
Oh
of
my
Corn.
God.
No, I do have to hold
He's
this
like-
one, 'cause I gotta get
Hold
into
the
this
baby.
right now.
Hold the baby. Hold the baby.
I loved, again, I think it has to do with being a child and having Batman Returns on TV all the time.
Yeah.
That Tim Burton and Michael Keaton were my reference for Batman.
I understand
and I
that.
loved
I
them so much.
understand that.
And even when the sequels that came after that got really corny and stupid and awful, they were still so aesthetically pleasing. So when The Dark Knight happened and everybody's like, you've got to go see it, you've got to go see it, I went and I was really kind of taken aback because that wasn't Batman to me.
Right.
That wasn't the world of Batman to me.
Because the original Batman's like the original Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, they were all campy.
Even the original
Yeah,
original with
yeah.
You
Adam
remember
West.
So
when they
campy.
used to put like pills and then put the pills in the water and then all of a sudden their costume
Yes.
appeared? That's like how far I go back with Batman.
Yeah,
Like,
me
pre
too.
Adam West, like
Yeah, I used to watch all the reruns of the old shit, and then of course those were like my Batman movies, and I have such a love for Tim Burton and everything he does. I don't think most of what he does is particularly good, but
Yeah.
it's always
It's pretty. It's
so
always
beautiful,
pretty.
and you can always
Music,
tell that
yeah.
it's really just a piece of his soul.
Yeah.
So it's something about it feels so personal, and I don't know. I wasn't offended by the Dark Knight movies.
They're very heavy.
I
was
just thought
taken
Heath
aback
Ledger
by it.
did such a good.
He did.
Oh, he's incredible.
I think Christian
So
Bale
good.
did a great job. I think everybody
that
did
is.
a great job. I just didn't buy into the world.
I have not seen the one
get
with
that.
Anne Hathaway as
haven't
Catwoman
either.
because I feel the same way about Anne Hathaway that you do about Julianne Moore. I can't like Anne Hathaway to me is just
Even in the Princess
Diaries.
Diaries,
mean-
thank you. And the sequel, that was a sequel that did not disappoint because Raven Simone was in it.
But the thing is, anyone could have done that. Lindsay Lohan could have done that. Miley could have done that. It was a role that wasn't like made for
But she
her.
got
Like she was
picked.
great in it.
Do you
but, like,
know who was up for it and almost got it?
who?
I worked with Christy Carlson Romano.
Who the fuck is that?
She was
Kim Possible.
Even Stevens. Yeah.
Even Stevens.
Well, oh, Ren from Years
yes.
and Seasons?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was literally between her and
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, that would have changed her whole life.
Yikes.
Yes.
And
So
I just read something where she was like she couldn't make it to the callback, so Anne Hathaway got it, or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably telling
Could
it
you
wrong.
imagine,
but
like-
she did. Christy Carlson Romano did a whole video story about
how
it.
she did it. Yes.
It's interesting.
So this is very I remember reading this a while back. Did you know that Forrest Gump, there was a second book written and it was supposed to be a movie?
Gump and
and
Co.
so, yes, Gump and Co. And so some of the plot points was that he
Does
is
he become an
unemployed. Yes, he's unemployed.
No, okay.
He sells
Good night,
encyclopedias.
everybody.
Wait, no. He sells encyclopedias door to door. He helps create the infamous New Coke. He operates a pig
Not Oreo
farm. He goes into the Desert Storm War. Oh my gosh, this is wild. He and his son meet a young actor who is shooting a movie called Big. Tee. He meets a new person. He's deployed for the Persian Gulf War, where he's reunited with Lieutenant Dan. His tank crew. He captures Saddam Hussein.
Oh my God! What
He
year
meets
is this movie?
Bill and Hillary Clinton at Whitewater. It's a bunch of stuff. So I kind of wish they would have made it.
So
We can do it right now. Let's
read the book, or don't read the book, but
Yeah.
like get the
Cliff Notes.
no, the audiobook.
Audiobook, okay.
I remember
Sometimes
listening
it
to
takes
it on
longer.
a really long flight
gonna
years ago.
I need to see if it's
because I was like, here he comes an astronaut. I just
Yes.
it's
I go to space now.
it's wild. It's wild. And have you ever read the original book?
I have not.
It's very different than the film, and the way that Forrest
Oh,
is
there it
portrayed
is.
in the book is a lot less likable and a lot less together.
Oh, okay.
He's almost like a caveman in the way that
Functionless.
yeah, and he's not a very likable protagonist in the book.
Yeah.
So like reading that book and then seeing what Tom Hanks was able to do with that role, you're like, okay. I
So
always
you
wanted
created-
a sequel starring his son, like his actual son.
Okay, so we'll close with you two.
Oh.
If you could make a sequel to any movie that does not currently have a sequel, what would you pick?
God. Okay, so you should have prepped us with that.
I'm
before,
sorry, I just
because,
thought about it.
I would say Burlesque 2. I know Burlesque is not a thought after movie. I love it so much. I think
Wagon
it's
Wheel
campy. I think,
Watusi.
yeah, and just give me a chance. I can do it. You just have you ever given anybody a chance? Like I love
that could
it
be-
so much.
That's
I
the title,
would love
Steven.
To see
Burlesque 2, Wagon Wheel Watusi.
On the Broadway show?
I'm sorry. What?
You didn't know that? Yeah, they're making it into a whole Broadway show.
Todrick plays the Cher role.
Yeah.
He's still Todrick.
No, he plays
He's still getting
he plays
jobs?
The bartender.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he.
And they cast-
So it's-
Didn't he like
it's in the
co-write it
West
though?
End.
Yeah.
It's in previews in the West End right now. With Todrick Hall and
So who can you call to get me a backup dancing job?
Christina Aguilera. They wrote
Nobody. I don't know anybody
They
over
wrote
there.
You don't know. You don't speak England.
Yeah, they wrote the book and script.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Incredible.
Because I remember when they were casting for the Christina Aguilera role, it was like all over the internet. They're like, we're looking for a new ingenue. I'm like, not it.
So Jen, what would you say is if you could create a sequel? What would it be?
This can be controversial. But I have two answers. One that I would
Get
love
one.
to create is I know that there are already sequels to The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Or adaptations? We can call
Yeah, well, I mean, like Return to Oz is an unofficial sequel
So
of The Wizard of
scary.
Oz, but
So scary.
I would like to create an Oz series that kind of is the world of the books because I love the books.
Yeah.
that. What's different?
It's a lot darker. It's a lot more like Return to
Yes.
Oz, honestly.
Isn't
but
TikTok in the books?
TikTok's from the books.
I was so scared of him as a
Oh,
kid.
he was.
There's
Terrified.
there's so many
Terrified.
great stories, and I think people always get hung up on the first one because they're like, oh no, that's the one. Judy
Right.
Garland. That's what people like. Yeah, but you're not Judy Garland.
And the guy hanging from a tree.
It's not true.
I know. It's a bird.
It's a bird. But I would
Hanging
like
from a tree.
I would like a sequel to The Wizard of Oz that is kind of a little bit more in that world, is a musical. And
Maybe like 2
kinda-
years later, as opposed to like.
Yeah, and there's so many stories that don't even involve Dorothy, or any of those characters, so you can still kind of create that same world
yeah.
without having to think about, well, we don't have Judy Garland, so what do we do about Dorothy? Well, don't just go do another story,
Just do
but give
two.
us that world.
Yes.
And I would also like to say that I think Dumplin' deserved a sequel.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there are 3 books in the series.
No way.
There's Dumplin', Puddin', and then Pumpkin, which is actually
These are just.
named after me. It's named in my honor. Pumpkin is.
Bless.
So I was hoping that they would get through
Like,
Puddin'
hey.
and
Who
get
wrote
on
it?
Pumpkin.
Who wrote it?
Julie Murphy.
And you met her?
Yeah, I know her very well.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's a book series. That's where it started from.
Can I tell you? And God, I hate having to say things like this. I've known Miss Ginger since before drag ever happened.
I just met her
And
tonight.
I've been a fan forever of acting abilities and whatnot, but Dumpling is one of my go-to movies to like
he
relax
put the
me
hard
down.
G on it.
The girl,
Dumpling.
the lead younger girl who's Australian.
Yeah.
Her name is
Rebel Wilson.
no, no, but she gives me so like the whole thing just gives me serotonin. Like,
Danielle, right? Yeah.
is it Danielle? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an incredible
Danielle
movie.
McDonald, who also then went and did the Bird movie on Netflix.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
Did you watch Patty Cakes? There's a movie where she plays this white teenage rapper.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think I've seen it.
And I watched it just to be like, what the hell?
So
it's
good.
an incredible
Ooh,
movie.
What's it called again?
Patty
it's,
Cakes.
It's called Patty Cakes.
Patty Cakes.
Patty.
Okay.
And who plays her mom? You would know her if you saw her. She's from Looking. She did
Look Who's Talking
Amy
1 or
Schumer.
2.
She did the Bridget Everett. Bridget
I don't
Everett.
know. I'd have to see her face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up a picture because you'll be like, oh, yes, her. She plays her mom and is heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. I
Of
see her.
course.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
But
her.
the movie, like, I did not know what to expect. I was just like, how's this Australian white girl playing a rapper? She's incredible. The whole movie is so good.
So good.
Ooh.
She's so good.
All right.
She is so good. And you know, those
And-
girls, most of my scenes were with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all such big Drag Race fans.
I love.
I could imagine. Like the girls that
It was
like
just so
ran the
sweet.
protest plus the bitchy girl, whatever. I just thought it was just brilliant. Everybody just like did a brilliant job. Like,
Yes.
It has never left the like the top playlist of Netflix since it came out. It's on
I love
there.
that. I need to rewatch
I
it.
mean, somebody has a dumpling tattoo on their arm, I think.
I do. And my Winifred tattoo. This is just my
Your resume.
my resume.
the oh god, what was this one? This was the cartoon.
Super Drags.
Super
Super
Drag,
Drags,
yes, from
yes.
Brazil.
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 Come to Brazil.
Tudo bang, salsicha.
Steven, what's your sequel that never got made?
I already said it.
What'd you say?
I,
Oh shit, you did. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
Heather, what is
Okay.
yours?
Mine is kind of a deep cut. Shut up, Steven. I'm
Spice
old.
World 2.
No, because I love Spice
Spicier
World, but it was
World.
perfect the way it is. Have y'all? I know Steven. I think you
Dunstan
have.
check in again.
Dustin checks in. Dustin
With
checks
Tanya.
out. He checks out.
Pet Cemetery too.
There is a Pet Cemetery too, and
Where's
it's awful.
Helga or Olga or-
Have you seen the Florida Project?
Yes.
I want a sequel to that because I need to know what happened to the little girl. Like when
Oh,
she
wow.
moved to the foster home.
That's like real life.
I
though,
need to know what
like-
happened to the mom. I
That's
need
an
to know.
Oprah show. That is not a movie.
I know, but like I watch Florida Project at least like once a month. It is such a brilliant film to me. And I get so frustrated at the end when they run off into Disney World. I'm like, okay, well what next?
Then they were
Like, is
put
she
into
okay?
the It's a Small World attraction and forced to do
That's
the
where they
same
live.
robotic
Oh my God.
movements.
But it is such, for those who have not seen Florida Project, I think it's on Netflix right now. Have you seen it, CJ?
Oh, I saw it on the planes. I saw it on Delta.
On
It
the
is
land.
saw it.
so
I was
good. Oh, it's so good.
I was in Australia
Oh God.
and like right outside the Sydney Opera House on like the street. I'm walking by and there's a movie theater and it says the Florida Project.
Like
I had
what?
never
No,
heard
in
of
the
it.
theaters. I don't think it ever made the theaters.
No,
over
it did here. It
Did
did.
it?
Mhm, yep. It
Well,
did.
I was like, well, I've got to go see what this is. So I went in. It was me and Janine Klein. And we went in, we watched it, and at first it's that cool thing where you're like, oh, I know where that is.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen
And
that.
then you're
Oh,
like,
I've been there."
oh.
And then
And
now
then you're just like,
Now you're only speaking in an Australian accent, so people don't clock you. Oh,
But it's-
good day,
it's
mate.
Hey, kangaroos, am I right?
Hey, didgeridoo.
I was like, wow, this is really good. And then Willem Dafoe showed up, and I was like,
Oh, but he's so good in it.
He's
and,
good at
and that's
everything.
like serious, but then like kind of more lighthearted. I would have loved a sequel to A League of Their Own with the same.
Oh, okay, so they did
people.
the prequel for the TV show, which
Yeah.
I thought was cool. Like, I didn't
hate
watch
the
it. I
TV
thought it was
show.
I didn't
cool.
either. I
yeah,
loved.
one season, and they were like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know, there was a show that came out after the original 92. There was a CBS show that came out, A League of Their Own, and it was like this comedy, very bright. You can
I
watch it
play
on
the
YouTube.
baseball.
Yeah. Where this one on Amazon Prime was comedy, but then you kind of had the more serious moments
like
and like
letting
the
black
Michelle
people
Buteau
play.
was
Yes.
in it, right?
was Michelle Buteau in it? I can't remember if she was in.
No, she did First Wives Club.
Yes, she was First Wives Club. Yes.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would love to see.
Well, there were so many legacy sequel series that came out that year because there was First Wives Club, League of Their Own.
I feel like
there was like 2
Cobra
or 3
Kai
others.
is technically a sequel.
Yeah.
Have
And
you watched Cobra Kai?
I've never seen Karate Kid.
Okay. So
Not even the Jaden Smith one, but I love Cobra Kai.
okay, so go back and so I will say
The first 2 are great. You stop
yeah.
there.
So Cobra Kai does a really good job of catching you up if you've not seen Karate Kid because it hits all like the tournament stuff. So like you really aren't missing a ton. But at the end of the day, this would be like me as a 41-year-old still mad that I got beat by a Caucasian woman that's saying Mama will provide at districts.
That waxed on and waxed off, and you
who
love?
did not even do the octave change. She went, oh, walk with me, little girl, and I'll take. And I remember all of us
my
sitting there. We're like, what? I sang Easiest Life for Maida, and that sheet music wasn't even out. I paid the organist from my parents' church to transpose it because it had just come out. And he's like, I got this. So Easiest Life.
Oh, yeah.
He reversed the keys and it was dun 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 dun. And I was like,
presser dun, ding,
son
presser dun, ding,
of a
presser
bitch. It
dun.
sounds like Carol the Bells. But anyway, that would be like if I was still hung up on that and like still actively competing in theater competitions to get my glory that I did not win Best in Show at districts. And it's like, I let that shit go when I was 17. And these people are still fucking pressed about a karate tournament that took place in what, like
In a
1986?
regional.
Regional! Not even
Regional. It's not national. It wasn't state level.
Regional.
It was Orlando,
Regional.
Kissimmee, and Ocala.
Literally, not even. It was like Orlando, Avalon Park, Winter Park, College Park.
Conway.
But anyway,
Maybe Winter Garden.
right? So if you have not seen Karate Kid, but you've seen Cobra, you're not missing any because they do a good job catching up. But yeah.
Yeah, I would say I feel like I understand the story. And
Oh
the
yeah, you're fine.
backstory.
Yeah, you're fine.
People do karate and kick each other's asses. That's all you need.
Do you
It's
say
like-
kick Jizzler's asses?
Yes.
Kick just
All the-
Not
It
Giselle
reminds me
Barbie
of the
Royale.
Capoeira movie I used to watch.
So that was sequel.
It was part of
With
sequels. We'll be back to
Ginger
this
Minj.
again.
Well,
This is not the only time.
yeah, we'll
it's
part
very
to
much
it.
like our Would You Rather. It's gonna come
Oh,
back
we did a Would You
because-
Rather episode and it was brutal.
Oh, should
It
we
was
ask
brutal.
Ginger to spell something?
Oh
Where's your
yeah, let me
phone?
get the
I'm a
spelling
good
bee.
speller.
Are you a good speller? You're from Williamsburg.
I won the spelling bee in my school, but again, I was homeschooled.
I was.
I wasn't up
was it
against
Billings,
anyone.
Spelling Bee the musical, and you're like,
Magic foot.
oh my god.
Where was the hold on? Where was the
It was-
spelling bee that we found?
Just pick a word off the thing, because that's what we started asking our guest. Is like, can you spell this?
It was oh my god, we found the spelling bee online and it was pretty
It
impossible.
was horrible.
Shit,
I
where
literally
was
just kept
it?
saying, no, thank you. Like I'm not.
Oh my god, now it's gonna bother me. Spelling bee online.
Smell
Anyway, we'll save it
onomatopoeia.
for next time. But it was the most random
Anyway.
words. So, but thank you for being a guest on
Yes,
our podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
So what had happened was,
Yeah, well, hey,
I literally texted, I just got off the train, I'm back. And you want to go to the bar? No, we're doing a podcast. I was like, okay, I'll just come do it.
Now tell all of your friends to do it too.
Right. So, what would you like to plug while you're here? What's going on? In
What's
your life?
next?
HocusPocusLive.com. Just
With a K.
What are the dates?
with a K. Well, they are all over the place, but they're on the website. It's
Yes.
HOKUSPOKUSLive.com. We are in... we kick off in Palm Springs, then we
Oh.
go to LA, La Jolla, New York City, here, and then we close in Provincetown.
Man, that's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm
And
hiding
who else
in
is
your
starring with you?
Nobody.
I wasn't invited again. It's fine.
I'm playing Winifred, of course. We've got Gidget Galore as Mary. My drag daughter, Aria Hard, is playing Sarah. And Divine Grace, who plays our B.
cat.
Arthur in Golden Gaze, or Golden Gals. Cut that out, please.
Nope, you're getting
Golden
sued.
Gaze?
Who Divine Grace, who plays Dorothy in our Golden Gal show, she's playing Billy Butcherson.
Oh.
And then we have special guest
Yes.
stage managers, which is like a written role in the show. It's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
It's very like Lonnie in Disaster.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Because it was Jason
50
last
Shades of
time.
Grey,
Yes,
where
okay,
they
yeah.
brought a different actor and every day to be the narrator.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing with that. But we've got, while we're here, we have Tyler Scott.
Yes.
Why not me?
Jay Rodriguez,
Jay
Why wasn't I-
Rodriguez.
Oh.
Do I even exist?
Emerson Collins.
Michael Kirkland.
Michael Kirklane.
Oh, I love Michael.
We love Michael Kirkland.
Don't ask me to say his last name.
Who?
Sean
Sean Schweb?
Michaels.
Schwebby?
in Providence.
Shawn Michaels.
I call him Seymour all the time, because to me he just looks like
Suddenly.
Seymour. Yeah, and he's suddenly there all the time. He's got the little glasses and there. He's just adorable and he sings beautifully. They're all fantastic and they're
I
all
love
very
that.
different. So
I love
Yay.
that.
We'll be back next week.
With a new episode.
Depending on if, a meteor
We'll
could
see
hit
what
the
the
Earth.
fuck it is. It doesn't matter. Right now.
I might crash the party again.
You
Who
should.
knows?
Bitch, if I knew you weren't going to be gone in a week, because you're always gone in a week.
No, I'll be back.
Yeah, we come back Tuesday.
Oh, well, bitch,
Well.
come back here on Tuesday.
But
Yes.
okay, but then what are we talking about?
What do you want to talk about? We'll let you pick, and it'll be a surprise for next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, find us all on the social medias.
Yes.
Heather and Steven get into Gmail, on Instagram, on the Face Place, all of those things.
We're on YouTube too, so you can
On
watch this
YouTube
video.
as well. Yeah, so everybody should be lovely edited into their own VHS case, hopefully, if I have time. So, until next time, ladies. All right.
Is that my camera?
Come
Is
on.
that